Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Tyranny. Last episode, we arrived here at the Scarlet Chorus camp and did a little looking through in order to see what we could see here. Got another side quest, spoke with various people. Now let's actually speak with the guy in charge here, Fifth Eye, and see what he has to tell us about what we have to do for them. The Binder of Tunon arrives. Squealing with teenager's timbre, the Fifth Eye's voice makes your gums itch and your fingernails feel in need of a trim.
And we just finished having a bit of sport with some captives. But worry not, we'll have more fun with another batch momentarily.
Dressed in the bronze-red regalia of the Crimson Spears, the Fifth Eye beckons you to stand close, wagging a blood-spattered glove.
Now that you have issued this edict and doomed us all to die, have you come to help us climb out of this hole?
Chirps of laughter emanate from under his mask. I trust you are getting your warriors ready for battle.
We know the Oathbreakers are focused in the citadel beneath the mountain spire, but we have learned this is not their only nest.
The Fifth Eye wags a hand in the air with a high-pitched squeal of displeasure.
Given their pattern of attacks, they must have a second group maintaining camp here in the Outer Valley. And unless we deal with the second group, they'll attack from behind the moment we cross the river.
The disfavored think you can't control your horde, and that many are defecting back to the Vendrian Guard.
Wrong! And perhaps,
he gestured with his spear in an arc toward the sprawling camp,
it is no mean feat to herd this many desperate lives. For every 2 hands of humanity, there is at least 1 finger that snaps from the stress of our ways. A few have been lost on the margins, I won't deny that. But if you store grain, expect some rat feces. If you lead killers, expect some desertion.
So you need help taking out these Oathbreakers.
And while a good old-fashioned slaughter would be an efficient solution, the smarter answer is not to kill them, but to add their strength to ours. My last group of scouts returned with a new batch of prisoners, and one of these prisoners claims she can lead us to the Vendrian Guard's secondary camp, though there are shreds of deception in her voice. I could use your help questioning this Variah Kell. Perhaps you will get less screams and tears, and more useful information out of her. Sorry, I mean tears, not tears, although I am quite favorable for tearing. If we knew where to ambush the Oathbreakers, we could try and take their captain, and show him the wisdom of joining the chorus.
Why not just ask the Archon of Secrets? I thought he could interrogate anything. An unintelligible mutter escapes from under the Fifth Eye's mask as his posture stiffens.
And I'm sure you can drink all manner of cider, but that doesn't mean you'll drink every barrel of cider in sight. A boring, insignificant mind is a waste to the Archon's efforts.
We know the Archon to demand personal interrogations, but it's only ever been with leaders, mages, or others of great merit. I've often imagined the interrogation process is not to be taken lightly. Perhaps it's downright exhausting for Narat. I will speak with the prisoner.
I will meet you there. She is waiting by the other prisoners.
Indeed.
Will do.
What is this? Ooh, a scroll sits here glowing with mystical energy. Read scroll. Sigil of Illusion. Oh. Those who master the Sigil of Illusion are skilled in the arts of deceit and trickery, using its powers to misdirect and confuse their targets at critical moments. Often derided by combat mages for its inability to kill outright, those who specialize in illusion know its powers can turn the tide of any battle. It merely requires someone smart enough to know how to use it. And our choices are Spectral Blur. Mask the target in a blurred illusion, making them harder to hit. Ooh. Or False Pit. Conjure the illusion of an endless black pit below the target, convincing them that they are falling to their death. The enemy is left prone until they can make sense of the illusion. Oh! That is very interesting. I kind of like that. I've never seen that kind of description for it. But actually, I think maybe we'll go with Spectral Blur, because I think that would be good for verse. Let's see, Intensity Sigil would do what? Oh, okay, it changes the graze and hit deflection. And range affects more people around. You'd still be able to use it. You know what? We'll assign it. We'll assign it to you. I feel like you could use it. Yeah, why not? Alright, now let's see what we can do over here.
Choirman, let the Fatebinder speak with our catch for the day.
Very well, Fifth Eye.
Please, someone. I wish to bow before the voices of Narat. I thought all could find redemption in the chorus.
A woman in the makeshift armor of the Vendrian Guard lurches forward in agony. Her soiled, trembling legs suggest she has been forced to stand for days.
This one,
he flippantly waves at the prisoner,
was hollering earlier that she knows the location of the Vendrian Guard encampment, but she isn't being entirely honest.
I told this thing... The prisoner turns pale a moment before a look of determination comes over her face.
That I wanted a guarantee I'd live and be welcomed into the chorus as a captain. Then I'll talk. Otherwise they'll just kill me once I've opened up. I was dumb enough to join with the Vendrian Guard, but I'm not dumb enough to give away my bargaining bronze. You claim you would disavow your people for the Scarlet Chorus. Why the change of heart? Because I want to live, and you don't need to be the Archon of Premonitions to know that the Younger Realms are gone for good.
She blinked several times, catching her breath.
Kairos is the new strength of the Tears, and I would rather stand with his Archons than be crushed by them.
Why should I trust the words of an Oathbreaker?
I suppose I have no answer for that.
Varaya's eyes fall to the ground, and she swallows nervously.
When I joined with the Vendrian Guard, I accepted their broken vow unto myself. Have you not felt passion for a foolish cause, one you later came to regret? Well, my surrender is sincere, and I'm willing to bow before the voices of Narat to prove it.
Tell me what you know, and I can see to your release.
I heard the chorus is looking for Captain Pelox Florian and his crew. I can lead you to them, but only if you release me.
She turns her head, taking a long look at skewered and smoldering corpses around her. She tugs at her restraints, but to no avail. You're lying. Why don't you tell me what you actually know, and I'll see about saving you?
Well, you see...
Shaken by your demand, her lips move wordlessly for several seconds.
So, I don't know exactly where the rest of my crew is, but I can tell you...
She shakes her head, catching her breath.
Search that one.
She reaches up with her right leg and points with her foot, calling attention to a nearby pile of corpses.
The tall, dark one missing most of his face. Check his left boot. He was the literate one in our crew. He had the orders.
With a snap of his fingers, a pair of choirmen yank the boot off of the fallen guardsman. A rolled parchment slides out of the boot and is thrust into the Fifth Eye's hands. He unfurls the scroll to give it a read.
It's nonsense. Just a mash of words. She said she had information. She gives us garbage. Slay this wretch for wasting our time.
He snaps his fingers at a nearby Scarlet Fury, who promptly snatches a long knife from her belt. Remain silent.
Make the cut shallow. Give her time to regret toying with me.
The Scarlet Fury slices open Varaya's neck. Pinned to her final resting post, the Vendrian Guard soldier thrashes and flails for several long moments before bowing her head in death.
We're no closer to finding the Oathbreaker's position, not with this cryptic mess. She promised us answers, and all she gave us was gibberish.
Sorry to interrupt, but I highly doubt it's gibberish. More likely, it's one of the local scripts.
The voice comes from another prisoner tied up next to Varaya, an older gentleman with the quills, ink vials, and parchment scrolls one finds on the sages of the School of Ink and Quill. Ink smudges cover his cheeks, temples, and ears. His clothes appear charred, and between the rips of the fabric you spot burn scars along his arms. Despite being emaciated and tied to a post, he offers a beaming smile. Who are you?
I'm Sage Lantry, one of the hired quills that was coordinating missives between the Vendrian Guard captains. They aren't paying me anymore and aren't coming to my rescue. So I'll decipher that parchment for you. That's what smart prisoners do, right? Make themselves useful?
Read the parchment for myself first. You unroll the parchment and see a message of modest length written with professional, albeit hasty, penmanship. The Tearsmen speak the Canto just like the Northerners, but they have a half-dozen different ways of writing it. This particular script is unknown to you. Can you read this?
Let me see. I can't.
You hold the parchment in front of this bound sage, and his eyes dart down the length of the missive. He reads the words a second time, nodding in silence.
I don't know exactly what it says, but I'm half certain that's Sage Selwyn's handwriting. I'm sure I could decipher that in a few hours' time. Don't need my hands free, but I think better when not tied to a post. I know, I'm weird that way.
A few hours? Either you can read it or you cannot. What use is a sage that doesn't know his letters? I've heard all I need to hear. I say we have some fun with this one.
Your life depends on translating this scroll now.
I would love to help. I just need some time. That's written in another sage's shorthand. I'd have to sit down with it, or better yet, compare it to a piece of his writing I have stashed on me somewhere. If I sat down with it while sufficiently sober, it's highly probable I'd figure it out.
Sober? Since when do we share the good stuff with the prisoners?
Oh, nobody shared. Right before I was taken prisoner, I imbibed several vials of reagents. I wanted to be numb and disconnected when my captors used me for carnal catharsis. It's made these last few days tied to a post almost enjoyable.
Can't hurt to give him a few hours.
You read the edict. I don't need to tell you the sundial is working against us. This addled old bag is just trying to stall us.
The voices of Narat will be upset to know you squandered a source of enemy intelligence.
How true. Then we shan't put him to waste. He will serve as a most riveting source of amusement as we put him on trial.
Fatebinder, I beseech you, be my advocate for this trial. I'm no fool. I know the chorus uses blood, not words, to settle these matters. But you are a servant of the Archon of Justice, are you not?
He's obviously has useful information, yet you're willing to let him die for sport?
Clearly you need an education in Scarlet Chorus justice. Anything that satisfies their sick amusement is fair play. If the Conquest is any judge, there are no limits to their depravity.
Did Graven Ash castrate you during recruitment, or do you just not know the meaning of the word fun? I'm actually curious.
With a shake of his head, the fifth eye gives you a shrug.
Is it not obvious? If he is a true enemy of the Overlord, he will perish by our blades. If he can survive, then he is strong, and the strong lead. Thus his crimes will not be crimes, but simply the actions of the mighty. What's not to understand? This isn't alchemy.
Fine, but I'll be his champion. This one needs to live.
Good. I like it when Tunon's puppies get their paws dirty.
I wouldn't mind taking a swing at some loudmouth chorus braggarts myself.
Did you hear that, brothers and sisters?
Raising his arms to the sky, the fifth eye roars for all nearby to hear.
Trial by combat is upon us!
The sage is unbound from the post. Stiff legs nearly buckle as he attempts to walk, and his arms flex and flail in their new freedom. Wiping sweat and grime from his brow, the sage steps close to you with a nervous smile. Rhythmic roaring and the stomping of hundreds of feet in unison flood the camp. Hordsmen begin to circle and swirl about, brandishing weapons and cheering. If they got this worked up to fight the enemy, I venture the war would be over by now.
Begin the chant of gathering. Let the warriors know that tonight's entertainment will soon commence. Brothers and sisters, who amongst you sets the standard for strength? Who amongst you will help winnow the weak from the strong? The fifth eye waves his hands in the air, drawing in a gathering of chorus soldiers. Our claimants have been assembled. Now let the trial of the Oathbreaker begin!
Okay, we have jagged slashes or attacks. Oh no, they're doing jagged slashes, that's what it is. Quicken. Lantry quickly heals the Fatebinder with a surge of restorative energy. The burst of energy is so invigorating the Fatebinder is also hastened for a lasting duration. Interesting. Ooh. No, it goes for one target. Let's see. You shield slam him. You striking iron that one. You, I want you to get a spectral blur on you to prepare. And you, what can you do? You've got restoring touch for healing and Titan's touch for a buff. Restores the party's weapons and armors to pristine condition, increases the damage from weapons and protection from armor. Oh, that is actually very nice.
Look at that, Secret Corpse.
That'll work. What are you wielding anyway, right now? Lantry's Quill, one-handed and thrown weapon. Okay, fine.
I'll take care of it.
Oh, we got one dead. There's a second.
Get back here!
One more.
Take that!
You know what? Let's do this. I want to see it. That was actually really neat. And she died. Really? Hold on. I want to reload because I don't want her to die again. Alright, let's try this fight again, but with less dying and failure. Once again, you're going to do that. You're going to get that buff out. You're going to charge into this one. You are going to get renewal on to boost all of us.
To battle!
I'll omit that from the record.
Fall for me!
Oh, we got one dead. Those two are almost dead. Get another step out. Or you can. Now you can.
Sweet! Kairos, not again!
Again? This time we're actually getting through this. There we go. Okay, I just wanted to go through without that.
By the righteous shedding of blood, we have found our answer. Regrettably, it appears the sage is worthy of leaving our camp alive.
The fifth eye offers a short, mocking bow to Lantry.
By the custom set forth by the voices of Narat, you are free to go, old man. Brag to your grandkids that you fell afoul of the chorus, yet lived to tell the story.
That was fun. Your warriors almost put up a good fight.
It really is bloodletting weather, is it not? My conscripts need to see more warriors of your skill in action. I thank you for the lesson you have given the camp.
I thought I'd die tied to that post. The sage looks down at his rope-worn wrists in disbelief. Now hand me that parchment. I'm certain I can decipher it. Well, much of the parchment was weathered, but I could make out the important parts of the text. The note makes mention of a meeting spot west of Tripnettle.
So, the old sage knows his words after all. I'd ask that you travel ahead and see if you can't get this Captain Florian to yield to the chorus. They will strike at first sight of a chorus gang, but perhaps they will parley if yours is the face they see.
I know the area, and I suggest we go at once. I'll show you the way. I'm eager to be far from the stench of this camp. Something's amiss. There's a lot of fighting you for an old scholar. Now you're offering to join this expedition. I've met sages every bit as cutthroat as hardened gang bosses. They act the part of doddering scribes, but don't let that fool you.
Smart for someone your age to be so mistrusting,
But I'm not with the Oathbreakers, if that's what you're fishing at. I worked for them under duress, but I've no love for them. I'm not about to pledge to the chorus, and the disfavored wouldn't have me. Still, I consider myself a Kairos-fearing vassal of the Overlord's empire all the same. For as long as I've been a sage, I've been trained to defend myself. We don't spend all our time binding books and sketching wildlife, just most of it. For centuries, we've been in a quiet war with the School of Tides and the School of Wild Wrath. You can't travel alone as much as I do and not know the Bronze Dance. And your little quill dagger, just for decoration?
well, I mean, sages always need to have a quill handy, so it's just sort of blends into the ensemble on a casual glance. And the customary term is bladed remix, but who's keeping track?
You're offering to come with me. Why?
Because the alternative is, what, living here with these illiterate brutes? My old study is under a river of fire, and there's no family missing me. Besides, I'd much rather chronicle the binder that twice proclaimed an edict of Kairos. I'd be a fool to let someone else write your story.
You want to chronicle me?
Well, of course. Even if the burning library is never rebuilt, our work to chronicle the days and events needn't cease. And you're a noteworthy player in this whole war. I can't think of another living Fatebinder that has been twice given the honor of proclamation.
Fine. If you're so eager, come with me.
Splendid! You won't be disappointed. I know I may seem old and frail, but I know how to step lightly and how not to get killed. Really, I won't slow you down. Lead the way, and let me know if I can be of service. Are we done here? Let's hightail it to Tripnettle. If your new pet doesn't behave himself along the way, I'm not above clipping his ears.
Indeed, we will. And we have a couple bits of loot that we can sell. Okay. Well then. Oh, didn't mean to do that. That was interesting. Let's throw him a level up, because I'm pretty sure we do need to. What has he got? Resolve, which is not anything for the magic weapons. He's skilled in control life and control vigor. I feel like wits would be something you need. But then again, a little bit of extra health, I don't think that would be a bad idea. Yeah, especially because he's got a penalty to bonus health and will defense. So let's get that to 10. That would be a good thing. Oh no, he gets another point. Attack and ability, strength, and endurance defense. I mean, wanting to get all of those to 10 actually isn't a bad idea in my eyes. No penalties. Alright, so you have Quill, Sage, and Preservation. So right now he's got Renewal, which is useful. He's also got Gifted Vigor, Gifted Healer, which improve the skill trees, Greater Renewal, even greater increase to weapon damage and armor, and Arcane Shield, bonus to arcane armor and magic defense. Quill, we've already got Quill Strike. We've got Penetrating Throw, which isn't too bad. Quill Flurry, Interesting. And subtle throw, while stealth receives a significant bonus. Interesting. Ooh, now that I think about it, what is his subterfuge is low. Damn. Okay, Sage, Watcher's Judgment, strikes his target, interrupting them and lowering their non-physical armor. And will also paralyze if used from stealth. We got Wary Gaze, passive bonus to subterfuge and dodge skills. Arcane Judgment empowers Watcher's Judgment to strike foes near the target with an arcane attack. We don't have that. Improves lore skill, hit precision, and the ability to decipher ancient... Oh yes. You know what? We're going for that immediately. Okay. And what do you have weapon-wise? You've got Scholar's Robes, only Lantry can equip it, Scholar's Gloves, and Scholar's Boots. And his only weapon is Lantry's Quill, which is a thrown weapon. Interesting. Can be improved with a... Okay, something to keep in mind. Don't think there's anything I need to hand him. I don't think I have anything that... Oh, wait! Light leather helm. Yeah, give that to... I said give that to him. Thank you. Okay. That is... Oh, that's his armor. Okay. Okay, so we have a full party of 4. Well, I am going to end this episode here, because it's gone on long enough, and we only have 7 days left now. 1 week. Oh boy. Next episode, we'll speak with Lantry and see what he has to tell us. That'll be in the next episode, so until then, I am Cheswick44. That is Verse, Barrack, and Lantry. This has been a Let's Play of Tyranny.
On it.
And I shall see you all next time.